Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the SODA keynote. Stephen Tan, the chair of the SODA Foundation. Like what Emil was saying, I'm also the VP and CTO of the storage for FutureWay. And I'm here in California, so it's nighttime here for me. Okay, last year at this time, I was there in Bengaluru for this open source event, and you look at the photos there. A lot of our speakers that are here today were also there last year. So a lot of things have happened since. I mean, the pandemic has caused most of us to be working from home, and has caused this event to be virtual instead of a live event. I was really looking forward to going to this event again this year, but unfortunately, I mean, due to this pandemic, I'm unable to do so. And I'm sure a lot of people also missed the vibe that was at this event last year. So since last year and the pandemic, other than the pandemic itself, SODA Foundation has also undergone changes. The SODA Foundation has officially launched in June of this year. So last year when we were there, a lot of us, or a lot of you know that we were at a pre-launch stage. We were known as OpenSDS, and we were trying to get support for SODA Foundation, and we finally got the support that we have. I mean, we finally got the support and launched SODA Foundation. So thank you everyone for making this happen. So SODA Foundation, without the support of these organizations, this would not be possible. Today would not be possible. So I'd like to thank each and every of this organization that you see on screen, and especially the premier members: China Unicom, Fujitsu, Huawei, NTT Communications, and Toyota, and many others, I mean, that have made this SODA Foundation launch possible. Today, I'm also honored to announce that the Cloud Computing Innovation Council of India has joined SODA Foundation. So with us today is also Dr. Professor Dinkar. He'll be giving a speech later on why Cloud Computing Innovation Council of India is joining SODA Foundation. So welcome on board. So let's take a look at this Toyota connected car platform, and to see why the companies that you see previously, why they joined SODA Foundation. I mean, what is it that SODA Foundation is trying to address? If you look at this Toyota connected car platform, you see, I mean, there are many needs for this platform itself. For instance, you need data lifecycle management to manage the flow of data from tier 1 storage to tier 2 storage, and from tier 2 storage either to cold storage or to the different public clouds. And data may be also moved to the different public clouds for distribution or long-term retention. And then we need things like IoT data services. We need things like data security, not only for one storage, but for data that's sitting across all the different kinds of storage in the different data centers, and as well as in the cloud. And also the security when data is in flight. So how do you take care of that, and how do you govern that and stuff? So the challenges of this cloud car platform is, how do you actually avoid data silos and avoid data fragmentation? How do you prevent vendor lock-ins in terms of the software, the hardware, and the cloud? And how do you integrate everything together and make them work together seamlessly, connecting the data? So Toyota is one of the members of the SODA End User Advisory Committee, And you can see here, like on the SODA EUAC itself, there are many other end users that are across different industries and across the globe itself. So all these end users are looking, to SODA to help address the different kinds of problems that they face. And at the regular SODA EUAC meetings, whenever somebody brings up a certain issue or a certain use case, there's bound to be somebody else that say we are facing the same thing. So by bringing all the users together, we're actually better able to address the challenges together better. So one of the ideas that came out from the time when from all the different discussions among the groups, the users, and the community itself, is this SODA Open Data Framework. So the Open Data Framework, what is this? The SODA Open Data Framework, what it is about is that it is a data framework for platform like Kubernetes, VMware, and OpenStack. And it also works for other things like applications like Hadoop and Spark and so on. It's one framework for everything data, meaning that it takes care of data management, it takes care of data protection, data governance, data analytics, and data storage and stuff. And it also enables data mobility from the edge to the core to the cloud. So the benefits of having this SODA Open Data Framework is that it is open source. So there are all the projects inside this framework enables the different kinds of different kinds of solutions and products to work together. It has standardization in terms of like the APIs and the plugins. So instead of like having different kinds of different ways of connecting to the different platforms or applications up there, we have like a single plugin that you could use for like Kubernetes, and then another one for VMware and so on. And this framework enables, or we try to build or grow an ecosystem of hardware, software, and solution and services around this open data framework. And ultimately, what we hope to do is to have a certification program for this ecosystem, and also for developers as well as operators. So we do have a roadmap to build out this open data framework. In June itself, when we launched SODA Foundation, that was the V1.0, which is the Faro release. And prior to that, in the previous life of SODA Foundation, which was OpenSDS, these were the other releases. And you can see that the releases, the names are, in alphabetical order, actually. And they are named after islands. So the current release that we have is Greenland, the version V1.1. And in 1.1 itself, these are, the features are there. And as we move towards the next, so our release is every quarter right now. So as we move towards Hawaii release, which is targeted for December, and next year and beyond, the Iron release. So it's driving towards our vision of open data autonomy. So we're talking about making improving on the operational efficiency, the data availability, the reliability, and the security. So we'll try to leverage AI and machine learning and automation to enable self-healing, self-optimization, intelligent kind of data protection, governance, and so on. So this is the SODA Greenland release. Actually, it was just released back in the last week of September. So the features, I'm not gonna name every one of them, but some of the key features that new features in this release was the multi-cloud file services. So Greenland supports, besides the S3 object storage, it also supports file services with AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Another thing that a lot of the users were looking forward to is the storage performance monitoring. So with this Greenland release, what you could do is actually to you'll be able to monitor the performance across heterogeneous storage through a single pane through the SODA dashboard. And also, one of the interesting things that came out from the Greenland release is the Kubernetes CSI plug and play storage orchestration. So what this allows you to do is that instead of having multiple CSI plugins that you need to, wherever you have a different kind of storage, all you have to do is to have a single SODA plugin to Kubernetes, and that makes managing Kubernetes storage so much easier. Okay, and another thing that came out from Greenland release was the integration, the edge data management integration with KubeEdge. So, and there are tons of other stuff like telemetry, automation, anomaly detection, and so on that are in this release. And so all these things, the details of the features and so on, Sanil and the developer community in the second half of this, after the keynote, this SODA forum, they'll be talking about all these features and then doing demos and stuff like that. So do stay on for the SODA forum to get to understand how all these features work. So these are some of the use cases for the SODA Open Data Framework. Cloud native storage is one of them. Data lifecycle management, multi-cloud, and data lake. And again, I'm not going to go in details about through all this. The talks later on will cover some of this stuff. So besides the SODA Open Data Framework, what we try to do in SODA Foundation is also we try to incubate other data and storage projects. So the SODA Incubator is actually a neutral home for open source data and storage projects. And the first project that got incubated in SODA, in this incubator is the YIG project. So this was a project that was an in-house solution, or in-house kind of a solution that was developed by China Unicom for in-house production use, and they open sourced it and donated it to SODA Foundation. So, and today I'm also happy to announce that the Intel DAOs project has also joined the SODA Incubator. So Intel DAOs is another project that that's also developed in-house, and it's been open source several years. And we talked to them, and we found an alignment between the DAOs project and SODA, and that's why we invited them to join SODA, the SODA Incubator. So the benefits of these projects, or why these projects join SODA, the SODA Incubator, is there are these reasons here. First of all, the SODA Incubator allows innovation. So a project like YIG itself that's in-house, the amount of people or personnel or developers that are working on it can be quite limited. So by open sourcing and coming into SODA Foundation itself, the whole SODA community can come together to help the project bring it to a new innovation level. And SODA Foundation also provides all kinds of different support for the projects. Like, for instance, we have like the TOC that will be able to guide and advise on the different technologies and technology and architecture kind of stuff for the projects. And also within SODA Foundation itself, these projects will be able to collaborate with other projects. It is a neutral home for different projects. So besides working on the project itself, there can be like collaboration between the DAOs and the Soda Open Data Framework and also the YIG project and so on. So there, we encourage and try to foster that kind of collaboration. Also within the projects, when they join Soda, we also try to bring awareness to the community. So we try to help the projects grow, try to bring in more developers to the different projects. And also this is also a great opportunity for the projects to find new users in terms of like the use cases or the adoption for the projects. And by joining the Soda Incubator, these projects also have the opportunity to speak. Whenever at our events, whether is Soda hosted kind of event or a sponsored event or meetups or webinars. Okay, so if you have a project out there that you're thinking of about open sourcing or it's just hanging out there, by itself, that's open source and see an alignment, we welcome you to join the Soda Incubator. So this is the Soda, the Soda YIG project. So YIG is a massively scalable object storage project. What it does is that it uses Ceph as a backend. And the nice thing I love about it is that you can scale easily or massively by adding new Ceph clusters. So for those who are very familiar with Ceph, whenever you try to scale Ceph itself, within a cluster itself, there's going to be some kind of performance degradation due to rebalancing and stuff like that. So the great idea about YIG is that when you add a new cluster, the performance of other clusters is not going to be affected. So this minimizes the downtime or it doesn't consume that much network bandwidth due to rebalancing and stuff like that. So the YIG is in production use at China Unicom, storing about 4 petabytes of data right now. Okay, so you guys can, it's open source with Soda Foundation, and you guys can try it out. So Intel DAOS stands for Distributed Asynchronous Object Storage. So this is again there was an in-house project by Intel. It's open source for many years. I think there were some other participants, but I think the majority of the effort it still comes from Intel. And so Intel DAOS, the thing about it is that it's high performance kind of distributed storage. It uses you don't need hard disk. It use anything else. There's like the Intel Optane persistent memory and stuff like that. So you get high bandwidth, low latency, high IOPS and stuff like that. And the best use cases are for HPC, big data, and AI. Okay. So besides the Soda Incubator, another program that we push, that we kind of started after Soda Foundation launch was the Soda POC. So Soda POC, what we do is that we try to help users with their digital transformation using Soda. So whenever there's a new release or there's like Federal or Greenland, we'll get users, to scope out their use cases and their problems and try to see if the release fits their use case. And if it does, then we go on with this process of like scoping, design, build, test, and then do a review. So currently NTT Communications and Yahoo Japan, they are in the process of testing out Faro, and I think since we released Greenland, I think they move on to the Greenland kind of POC testing. And later on today, Kei from NTT Communications and Yusuke Sato from Yahoo Japan, they'll be speaking about the POC testing and their use cases. So do stay on. These are very interesting talk because these are real applications. And the Soda Academy is another program that this is not launched yet. This is something that we have been planning for and discussing, and we hope to do a launch by the end of this year. So as what it says, is an academy. We try to help grow developers within Soda Academy. So there'll be batches of like mentees, and then we have mentors guiding the mentees, training them on how to I mean, not coding, but how do you, I mean, work through the Soda kind of development process, or the or get people to know about the open source kind of tools and methodologies. So at the end of this academy program, we're gonna, I mean, there's gonna be a certification process. I mean, we're gonna issue certificates, and after that, hopefully, I mean, if these mentees is gonna go on to help with the development of Soda or other kind of open source projects. And again, we expect this to launch as soon as December of this year. So Soda Foundation, the governance, I mean, this is the governance. Like any other kind of open source project, we have a governance structure, and the way we have it is that we have a governing board that oversees business decisions, budgets, and stuff. And then there are 3 committees that support the governing board. First is the technical oversight committee, and under that technical oversight committee, there's architecture work group, standards and test work group, and the various special interest groups. So the technical oversight committee, the role is actually to lead and guide on the technology kind of and technology strategy kind of stuff. And the architecture work group comprises of architects, I mean, that are working on the Soda Open Data Framework, as well as the maintainers from all the different projects like YIG and DAOs. So all these things are, I mean, the architecture work group is kind of new. We have been running it for like 2 months. So I mean, there's a growing pains kind of process. So hopefully we'll get there and make it more productive. And besides the technical side, EUAC, I introduced at the start of this talk. So the EUAC, they provide use cases, feedback, tests, and feedback on the different projects that we have. And then other than that, we also have the outreach committee, which is more about overseeing the evangelism, I mean, helping to organize events like this. So we have committees, regional committees, like from the different regions, like in India, I mean, is one of them. So we do have an ambassador program that we are kind of planning also. So if there's anybody that's interested in like becoming a Soda ambassador, do reach out to the committee, the outreach committee members. So these are the people that are that are, I mean, in the board and also the different committees. And as you can see, in the board itself, I mean, I'm the chair, and then I have the advisor, Ito-san from Fujitsu, and the various other board members from the other different companies. And on the technical oversight committee, actually, we have a bunch of people that are actually, they should be online today, that are they'll be speaking. So we have like Sanil Kumar, I mean, from Huawei, he'll be speaking, and Kiran Mova from Maya Data, he'll also be speaking, and Vinod is also from Wipro also speaking. So we have quite a number of people. Kay is also speaking. Okay, and then and the end user advisory committee and the outreach committee. So Soda, we've been trying to grow communities like the one in India, which is, I mean, growing great. I mean, so other than India itself, we've established big, I mean, rather good sized communities in China and as well as Japan. So Europe, in Europe and US, these are the places that we are still trying to grow, and we are not there yet, but we hopefully will get there. So as you can see in India, we have done. I mean, the India community there has done a lot of activities. There actually we started only last year in India, and then since the OSI, we have done Kubernetes forum, Bengaluru and Delhi earlier this year. Yeah, and also they've done a bunch of meetups everywhere in India also. So thank you for this India community for making this community so active and so passionate about Soda. And you can see the picture below is of MVIV, the host. So his growing power. So these are the people. I mean, there are in the India Outreach Committee. Sai from Wipro, he'll be talking about the community and the open source, about open source India in general. He's going to have a talk later today, this afternoon. Pradipta from IBM, Uma, he's going to be speaking later after this. And Vivek from Microsoft, Ashit Kumar, he'll have a talk later. And there's Rupal also, I believe, yeah. So with that, this is the end of my talk, and I would like to invite some of the Soda, supporters to come online to talk to you guys. First, I would like to invite Rajneesh Kini. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrongly. Rajneesh Kini, the Vice President, Industrial and Engineering Services of Wipro.
Thank you, Steven. Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity here. I head the global engineering delivery at Wipro and based out of Bangalore. I just wanted to give a view of how Wipro is looking at the industry as well as this partnership in terms of benefiting the overall industry segment, right? Engineering services at Wipro has been built over 25 plus years of deep expertise in VLSI as well as software capabilities, right? So, but in the last decade or so, we have pivoted our growth into IoT, Industry 4.0, cloud data platforms, and similar domains. As part of engineering organization, our focus is to provide innovation at scale and speed to our customers, specifically in the areas of storage, data analytics, and data security. And that's where our partnership with Soda Foundation helps us significantly to contribute in various instances of this journey. We have together made positive impact to multiple engagements today, and many of our developers and testers have contributed to solutioning innovations for the industry as well. We have been contributing to Soda Foundation for almost 1.5 years now. And I believe that there is a lot to be done together in the area of, let's say, storage with respect to containers or hybrid cloud, for example. Standards and problems with respect to various problems that we find in this area needs joint solutioning. And I think there is a lot to do together as part of this community. Initiatives Soda has taken in such data management challenges will solve multiple problems that industry is facing today, and we are trying to solve together. This partnerships also makes it possible for us to solve customer problems faster as well as in a cost-effective way. There are various instances where we were able to contribute together and solve customer problems in the last 18 months. Some of the areas in the drivers and plugins, as well as storage array and platforms related to that, we have been able to develop as well as test solutions with the help of simulators and contribute back to the community. It also helps us to provide SDS solutions that are vendor neutral, leveraging Wipro's SDX lab. And we also see our members are very eager to work and contribute to this platform, and through that learn in the process. Various members from Wipro has contributed to development and testing in the northbound plugin and southbound driver work in the last 18 months. We are very thankful to the members of the SODA Foundation for helping us solve some of these customer problems jointly and help scale innovation in this area. We are really looking forward to the partnership with the foundation and making larger impact to the industry. Yeah, so I think I was mentioning about some of the key contributions that our developers have been able to do in the areas of drivers and plugins for storage arrays using simulators and testing them for multi-vendor scenarios, right? So that's one of the areas where we have been able to contribute together.
Right.
It also helps us in terms of SDx solutions that are vendor neutral, leveraging Wipro's SDx lab. We have been working together in this area as well. Finally, we are very thankful to the SODA Foundation members for helping us solve some of these problems together and create scale in innovation. We are looking forward to the partnership, and I'm sure we can make an impact to the industry together. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rajnish. Next, we have Professor Dinkar Sitaram. Professor Dinkar is the CCICI governing board member. He's also the head of Antaramega Intercloud Testbed. Professor Dinkar?
So let me introduce myself. I've had a fairly long career in the computer industry. I did my PhD from Wisconsin, after which I was in IBM Research and in Yorktown Heights. Then after that, I came back to India and I was the Chief Technology Officer for Novell in India. Then subsequently, I did a startup called Andiamo, which was bought up by Cisco. And then I was the Chief Technology Officer for HP in India. And the prof in my name comes because after that, I was a professor at PES University. And now I'm a part of the Cloud Computing Innovation Council of India. And we're involved in a project called the Antarmega Intercloud Testbed and Standards. So Antarmega is a Sanskrit word which means intercloud. Inter and mega means cloud. So that's why it's called Antarmega. So we are really happy to be in principle associated with the SODA Foundation. When I saw what the SODA Foundation is doing, I could not help but notice, the tremendous similarity between our objectives and the aims of what we are doing. So it is all about standardization and interoperability. Suppose you had a power grid and everybody who's generated electricity at a different frequency and a different voltage, then would we have a power grid and would we have electrical appliances? I don't think so. So similarly, we need to have strong standards and interoperability in the cloud computing arena as well. This is particularly true in a country such as India. So the government in India, as everybody is aware, is pushing the adoption of cloud very heavily for government services. And this has really eased the delivery of services to people in India. If you ask anybody, they'll tell you that things which used to require a lot of paperwork, now you can simply log into various portals and get those things done online. But again, the trouble is the government, so it's not really a problem, but the government has empaneled something like 14 cloud service providers. And obviously then the question becomes, how can you interoperate between them? Suppose there was a smart city application, for example, which wants to predict, say, disease or something like that. It may want to combine data from, say, traffic, pollution, hospital records, and all of these would be in different clouds. So right now, so how would that happen? So all of this shows that interoperability is really a crying need. So in order to do that, the Department of Telecommunications, about a couple of years ago, set up a task force between a subsidiary of the Department of Telecommunication and CCICI with the objective of drafting cloud standards for India. So these cloud standards have now been drafted, and the report has been released to the Department of Telecommunications and also MeitY, the Ministry of Information Technology. So I'll briefly go over the approach, and you will see that it kind of matches the approach that the SODA Foundation has taken. So like the SODA Foundation, I saw Stephen talking about, Toyota and various other use cases that he had. And from those use cases, they're deriving the kind of things they want to do. But we took a similar approach. We said, okay, if we want cloud interoperability in India, what do we need it for? Is it just because we want to say it's interoperable, or do we really want to accomplish something? So to do that, we met all the stakeholders in the committee. So as I said, there was a joint working group set up, which had representatives from industry, from cloud service providers, from academia, from government. And we went and asked them that what are the things that we want to accomplish in India with interoperability. So we defined 14 use cases. In the case of hybrid cloud, there were 9 use cases. So these include things like, okay, suppose your legacy applications and you want to interface them to cloud. How would we do that? Or suppose we want to migrate a process from one cloud to another. So these are real use cases which we derived by going and the people who are part of the committee went and talked to their partners in their various ecosystems and found out what was needed. So we have about 9 hybrid cloud use cases, 1 smart city use case, which is storage related. Actually, it's about how do you have a file system if the edge and core cloud architecture is becoming very common. How would you have a file system that can span both of these so as to make interoperability easier? Then we had 3 telecom use cases and 1 smart city one analytics use case. So I'll talk a little bit about how we derived from the standards from the analytics use case. So the analytics use case is, suppose we have a sort of a child development application. There is something which will advise on the nutrition, growth, etc. of children. This may be very useful for children from, say, poorer communities. So this may be spread across multiple clouds. There may be an application which is collecting data about the grades of the child, the nutrition of the child, what he's eating every day, and his physical growth, like his height, weight, and so on. So these things are probably in some edge cloud. There may be multiple databases where these are. These may have to be connected to a core cloud which has some application running. So this core cloud may have a model of child development built into it, which has been trained on its own data. And there may be subsidiary models in other clouds. There may be third-party vendors offering applications which provide useful recommendations as well. So you have these data and applications spread over multiple clouds. And then the question becomes, how do you make sure that data can be and models can be shared securely across all of these and reliably as well? So when we looked at this, we had derived standards that you need. So I'll give some example of that. For example, for the edge cloud, you need support for mobile devices because much of the input may be from mobile devices. So there's an ISO TEC standard which covers that. And so we said that, okay, that standard needs to be supported. Now let us consider an example which I'm sure is dear to the heart of SODA Foundation, and that is how do we ensure security and privacy of the data. So we mandated that, okay, there should be AES RSA encryption for data at rest. We also, so another thing which we have mandated is that you should be able to support network function virtualization. So network function virtualization, so this arises because the application owner, he may want to, for certain kinds of applications, he may want to specify the network path over which the data should travel. So again, this is a data kind of a thing, but in the network domain. So then you need a network function, you need to be able to support network function virtualization. So these are some of the standards. So proceeding in this way with all these use cases, we exhaustively derived the requirements for the use cases and mandated that these are standards that the cloud service providers have to support. Then there are some gaps, like for example, in the area of securely sharing models across various clouds. So this is an area where there are some preliminary things, but nothing yet which is fully developed. So we intend to work with the standards bodies to try and fill this gap. So that is the standards effort. The second thing we want to do is we have set up a test bed with multiple nodes at various centers. And what we want to do is to show that if you use our standards, then you will be able to build an application which runs across all of these multiple clouds. So to be more specific, we picked up an application called MeFOS, which is actually a core banking solution. So we want to run this across 3 or 4 clouds. We want to show that if you use our standards, you can do things like you can snapshot the data from one cloud to another cloud. You can move processes from one cloud to another cloud if you're compliant to the standards you've written. So that is the Antarmega Intercloud test bed, and which is intended to, as part of this effort where we implement this MeFOS application running across multiple clouds, we'll be developing test cases to test that the clouds are compliant to our standards. And all of this is, of course, in the same way as in the SODA Foundation, all of this stuff will be open source under Apache 2.0 license. So anybody is welcome to use it and do what they want with it. So that is our objective. We have already defined a set of standards, and now we'll be in an effort. We'll be creating a test bed, which will allow anybody to check whether the cloud is compliant to the standards or not, and also over which we will demonstrate that using our standards, you can really develop interoperable cloud applications. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you, Professor Dinkar. I heard that you're from Andiamo. I'm from Nishan.
Ah, okay.
So I think we crossed paths. Probably crossed paths a while back.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the things you talk about, like having the intercloud testbed, having all the different standards so that data can actually be portable across everywhere, and actually, it aligns perfectly with what we are talking about here. Like how do you govern data across? No matter where it is, how do you protect data no matter where it is, and so on. So we definitely have a lot to work together. Now that you're in SODA Foundation itself. So thank you once again for your great insight into what Cloud Computing Innovation Center of India is working on. Thanks. So next we have Isaac Bienfeng from he's the CEO of Huawei Technologies India. So and Huawei is a premier member of the SODA Foundation. So thank you very much for Huawei support for this SODA Foundation. So Isaac, are you online?
I'm audible.
Hi.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is Isaac from Huawei India R&D. Huawei has been collaborating with various open source foundations like Linux Foundation, Apache Foundation, and so on. We actively work to support technology development in the community. So today we are happy to see the growth of SODA Foundation from OpenSDS. It is a great feeling to be a part of open source OpenSDS in 2016 and the SODA Foundation now as a founding member and an active contributor. Today, we can see all the technologies like big data, cloud, edge, AI, ML are data-driven. So hence, it is important to have unified open data framework solution in the industry. It can really help to build more business use cases faster and competitive. Actually, storage and data management areas are very important for Huawei as well. We see a huge potential in the vision and the roadmap of SODA. Some projects like multi-cloud, DeFi, on-premise data management, and upcoming areas like edge data management are really interesting. So we know SODA Foundation Vision One Data Framework, infinite possibilities. it can be realized only by more collaborative efforts, I feel. So today we can see the open source ecosystem in India has been very vibrant, really. So we can see a very good growth in SODA community in short time. Very, very thanks to all the community members and supporters for SODA. We are looking forward. Thanks again.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you for your great support for the SODA Foundation, and also, as well as I know that you've been doing a lot of great support in India for the SODA community in India. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks. Next, we have Prashant Mishra, the founder and CEO of Click2Cloud. Prashant is also the SODA Foundation TOC member, and Click2Cloud is a very active supporter of SODA Foundation with developers and so on. So thank you, Prashant. Go ahead, please.
Good morning and good evening, everyone, wherever you guys are. Thanks, Stephen. I think my journey with Stephen starts as the beginning of the SODA initiative itself. And I still remember the days we were sitting in Beijing in one of the coffee center. And that's where we got to know about SODA and Zealand. And then after that, we have Ariba, Bali, and subsequent releases one after another. And my team has been very actively involved. Just to give a little background about myself, I graduated from Nagpur University and did my master's from Seattle University. And after that, I worked in Cognizant, Microsoft, and Windows core operating system development team. And then started a company called Arjun Solution, which grew to a significant size of 300 plus people in US, and then Persistent acquired it. And that's where our cloud journey started. One of my friends from Microsoft joined hands, and we launched this product called HP Helion. So HP acquired and renamed our private cloud software to HP Helion. So that was my second stint. And third stint is currently Click2Cloud, where we have been looking into the multi-cloud scenario. And the day I heard Stephen talking about the scenarios about OpenSDS, that time storage-defined, sort of the storage-defined services, I did realize one thing, that every business is a software business today. And every business has to have a way to avoid vendor locking, have to have an economy of scale. And none of the cloud providers are incented to build it. So it's a responsibility of the open communities to come forward and solve those complex problems for the industry. And being part of Red Hat and part of the Windows core SIG group on behalf of Red Hat and Microsoft, I got that flavor of open source community. And it was like eye-opening. Because this community, when I look from an India perspective, it's one of the mature community right now, SODA is, which is contributing and giving an opportunity, not only for the young engineers, but also for other companies to come together and define some core standards, core IP, core services that can be used for many, many use cases. The platform has done a wonderful job bringing together the Japan community and the solid use cases in that area. I mean, we are talking about the future-looking things like edge computing in telecom. We are looking at autonomous car. I'm also looking at some of the aspects very closely working with Microsoft these days on agriculture cloud, where we are trying to see how we can form some of the solutions that can solve the problem for agriculture industry. And these days, data is being so much relevant, whether it is agriculture cloud, whether it is retail cloud, whether it is related to manufacturing cloud. Each of the scenarios are very unique, and all of them depend heavily on the data, the storage. Storage is the backbone of the core system, along with, as much as the computer network, storage holds a lot of power because data is the way where you can apply the artificial intelligence. So data and AI becoming a reality. And then the power of analytics on top of it is transforming in a significant way. In the SODA, we saw that this is an opportunity where we can bundle this as a part of the project. So Click2Cloud has a product called CloudBrain, and we have a reference architecture used from the SODA community to solve the storage related problem. And soon we will have some significant use cases, whether it will be from different industry verticals in terms of how do you save the ingress and egress cost in general. Ingress is free, but typically the egress cost is the one of the thing. How do you speed up? How do you get the multi-cluster scenarios? How do you solve the multi-cloud problem? Those are the interesting space which, as I said, like none of the cloud providers are incented to build it. Everyone wants it, and everyone are looking at some solutions. And I think SODA is doing a wonderful job in bringing that to the next level. In the current release, I participate very actively in all the discussions in technical steering committee also, along with Stephen and other members. Keisan and Ito-san and everyone who are from Japan are also very active about their feedbacks and suggestions, and driving Rakesh from IBM. Those are the things are very interesting discussions where we solve complex problems, talk about the things that are going to change the industry pattern. And as far as Click2Cloud, we have about 14 plus developers who are actively engaged either from testing automation or from building the northbound, southbound, multi-cloud related deployment scenarios. And we love this. This technology is something is very inspiring. I have very close thinking about India and India's open source community, and Sunil is very much aware about it, the passion that I bring onto the table when it's a topic about that. And it is so good to see like Rajneesh, Professor Dinakaran, whatever work you have done, Mr. Isaac, your contribution and Huawei's support to this whole ecosystem is absolutely wonderful. Uma, I have never met you, but Kiran from your team has been very active into the community. So this seems like a very good sort of like a platform for all the other companies to come together, contribute it, make it successful, because open source is the way for future. That is the way we can make it, empower the community, empower the people to innovate, and empower the people to contribute back to the system where we have been basically nurtured ourselves. With that, I'll say like, thanks a lot, everyone. And looking forward to people to join the Academy program. Another great way, I mean, as Stephen was mentioning, it's not about how to learn how to code that you will learn in your universities, but how to specialize into certain areas like storage. So with that, thanks a lot, everyone. And thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Prashant. Yeah, thank you for your team's support for this the development and so on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen.
Great. Next, we have Uma Mukara from he's the COO of Maya Data. He's also the on the outreach committee of the SODA Foundation. So, Uma.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Prashant, for the nice words about Kiran. Yes, he's been a core contributor to some of this sort of activities. I am Uma Mukara, co-founder and chief operating officer of Maya Data. My personal journey into open source started about 4 years ago. Since then, we have done a lot of innovation, and some of them are OpenEBS and Litmus. Both are now Cloud Native Computing Foundation projects. At Maya Data, a little bit introduction to Maya Data. We are the 5th largest contributors in terms of PR authors to CNCF. So that's actually a great achievement when we say we are open source centered tech innovators, right? And we primarily operate in the fields of cloud native data management. Our actual mission at Maya Data is to help SREs deal with stateful applications in a much simpler way and efficient way, right? We say we turn Kubernetes into a data plane, right? We got about more than 25 plus CKAs in the company that work full-time on Kubernetes. Kiran is on the technical oversight committee of SODA Foundation. So we currently or contributing in the areas of Kubernetes innovations within Soda, right? So primarily in the areas of CSI drivers, there's new work going on called CSI plug and play, how to make that effort fit nicely into the Soda architecture, the vision. And I am actually proud to say that the company's vision, Mayadata's vision of cloud native data management and Soda are aligned. It's early days in terms of these integrations, but there's a lot of great potential possibilities of cool native integration with the Soda stack. So with that, I would like to again thank you to Soda and the community. And it's actually good to see that the community in India is growing, as some of the speakers mentioned here. The open source ecosystem in India is growing at super high rates, and this conference OSI itself has been kind of witness to this. We see meetups happening all the time. It's in fact become a bigger problem of which meetups to attend on the weekends for most of these developers. So we will continue to contribute to Soda in whatever way we can, and I wish all the best to the contributors and maintainers and community members of Soda. Thank you.
Thank you, Uma. Thank you. So with this, we are at the end of the keynote. Again, I'd like to thank everyone, thank Open Source India for the opportunity to speak at this keynote. And like what a lot of the speakers, Umar, Prashant, and Professor Dinkar and Rajneesh and Isaac were talking about, the India open source community, the tech community is actually growing tremendously. When I was there last year at this event, the vibe that I get from the event is something that I don't get anywhere else actually. I mean, it's the passion from all the different, from the developers, from the crowd itself is something that's, I'll say, out of this world. So the people that are eager to learn, to pick up stuff, to, participate in the different open source projects. It may not be Soda Foundation projects, it could be other projects. The feel that I get from it is that, everybody's hungry, So Soda Foundation, what we can do, we have been trying to engage with the India open source community, as you can see, in as in every aspect. We are the top sponsor of the Open Source India, and we would like to, if there's any other kind of support that's needed in the open source community in India, this is something that we would like to engage with and to grow with everybody there. So so again, thank you everybody for supporting Soda and helping the community grow in India. So with that, thank you very much. And Viv, thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you all the supporters of Soda Foundation for your kind words, and looking forward to a long and fruitful collaboration with all.